I was just reading tonight. The reason why I wanted to get the book again, because I wanted to read you a little something, because that's very interesting. You came up with that, because it talks about the subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates around all of us that it believes to be true, according to instructions that you give it. So if you give the subconscious mind what you want for healing or anything, it's going to work. Everything around you and you here and now has been created for you by your subconscious mind and has been attracted to you like a magnet. It is impossible to stop this creation process. Even when you leave the earth life, it will carry on creating for you and serving you for its purpose to attract to you all that you need. It does not reason. It just accepts the instructions that are believed to be in your best interest. Before it will change its creative pattern, it has to be connected with new instructions that are valid. This is where all conscious mind comes into picture. So your subconscious mind creates everything that you need. The only thing about it here is you have been given wrong information based on society, your preacher, your teacher, your parents. You see what I'm saying? And as a result, your subconscious mind has to realize when you want some greater things to happen, you got to validate it and make it valid so your subconscious mind can understand that. One best way to do is to somehow go on the internet and get this book called The Magician, the Magician by Philip Cooper. You know, that's one. You know, but yes, that's exactly what you do. I tell the story about I was coming down with a cold. That's why you got to wash your hands anytime you go out. Even now the supermarket now is giving you that stuff you put on your hands and stuff. Because on the supermarket baskets and stuff, people are all sick and coughing and stuff like that. So
with the hand sanitizer?
That hand sanitizer. Supermarkets now giving you that up front to sanitize your hands before you put them on those baskets. But I was out one day and must have touched something and woke up the next day and was coming down with something. And so I went and didn't have no echinacea, didn't have no vitamin C, didn't have nothing in the cabinet. I said, damn, and I had a peach soda in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Artificial flavors, nothing natural about it. Water, sugar, and chemicals.
Oh, boy.
And I said to myself, I'm going to drink this peach soda, and it's going to give me all the nourishment I need to knock this thing out. Didn't come down with nothing, and it was better than taking 7 or 8 golden seals and echinaceas. That's because, you see, based on what I did, I took the same thing. And you know that's what the doctors do now. They give people placebos, and they go, yeah, I'm better now with that medicine you gave me. And it wasn't nothing but a water pill. You see what I'm saying? You see. So yes. So yes, you can do all that with your subconscious mind.
Oh, wow.
Bobby Hemmitt, Goat God, Bobby Hitman Hemmitt. Happy birthday to the GOAT. Happy birthday to the GOAT God, Hitman Hemmitt. Yeah, this is going to be a stream, y'all. This is going to be a stream, and I'm going to dive deep and give y'all some other plays that you could do as this Bobby Hemmitt stream goes into the fold. One thing you can do for your subconscious mind if you're trying to tap into creativity and see something beyond the veil is speak out loud. Speak out loud for 33 seconds. Well, 33 is my number, but 33 is a Christ conscious number also. But set your alarm for 33 seconds or 44 seconds and essentially just start blathering out things, whatever comes to your mind. Don't think, don't rationalize, just start blathering out. And that's essentially where your subconscious mind is. It's basically in the chaos realm, the potentiality of things. So if you just speak y'all try it yourselves. Watch, I'm telling you, set your alarm for 33 seconds. You'll be like, damn, I didn't know I had that in me. Damn, I didn't know I was that much of a genius. God damn, no, God damn. So try that and you'll see how important how magical your subconscious mind is. Just say whatever comes to your mind from the beginning and it'll literally give you some plays. Another thing is, remember, symbols is the language of the subconscious mind, right? So you want to put prosperous symbols around you, even in the form of these deities and these gods and goddesses. Place them around your home, because essentially you're just creating a reality that you want to see forth based off of you having the whole home as a ultimate logo. Understand that to the core. This is how you train your subconscious mind, and this is different techniques you could do for the subconscious. Here we go. Let's keep it rolling with the Bobby Hemmitt Hitman Hemmitt stream. Shout out to the guy. These are just a whole bunch of random Bobby Hemmitt clips where the God is dropping gems and jewels for us to understand. I remember my first time seeing Bobby and understanding him. I was in college and I was a shell of myself. And essentially I had tore my ACL and I felt pity, no hope, right? And, you know, I heard about the subconscious mind and all of them dealings before, but because I was big in the NLP at 16, right? So I understood it. But hearing it from somebody that looks like you, somebody that sounds like you, somebody that you can relate with is different than hearing it from a Caucasian man or, you know, reading it in these books, right? There's a spiritual tie that you can feel with Bobby. Spiritual tie you can feel with C. Freemanel, with a Brother Panic, with a Lee Mel Bay, right? And these master teachers, and specifically Bobby, the ultimate master teacher, shows us in examples. So I'm in college, dorm room, just tore my ACL, fucked up, and my little bro guy, little B, comes in and he keeps on bringing in this tape. And at first I'm like, nigga, turn that nigga off. And then eventually he just dwelled on me like, I gotta listen to this shit because he dropping. Something he said was like, damn, that's fire, right? So shout out to my bro guy, Lil B, for putting me on and then pushing my trajectory of life into a different level of genius. Because Bobby is the ultimate genius and the ultimate example that I learned from in the aspect of how to be true to yourself and real with yourself. You feel me? In the aspect of spiritual gnosis. Here we go. Let's keep it rolling. Let's see what Bobby's talking about right here.
There are people that's awake and there's people asleep. Mm-hmm. Now, most people on this planet are asleep. So let's break it to the least common denominator. Let's say the black community. It used to, they say 5%. No, it's like old point something now.
That's right.
You see, that's asleep. So you're going to be lonely because the simple fact that people are asleep. Now, how is this? You have a chakra system in your body, and these are 9 wheels of consciousness. 7 wheels of consciousness. There's like 160 chakras, but 7 major chakras, just like there's 7 African powers. Now, what has happened here to give you a scientific element of what's going on so that you can clear this up so you don't have to go and be trying to holler at somebody and they laugh at you and they don't want to hear that shit. Because your family will beat you down and niggas in the street will beat you down. You're going to try to give them a message. Now, have you around here crazy. Now, the chakra system, the lowest chakra is your sacral vertebrae. That's your root chakra. And that's where the majority of the people's consciousness is, on the root chakra. So the only thing that they can get down with is desires. What feels good, what tastes good, what smells good, what looks good, what sounds good. Yeah. You see, the basic senses, you see, on that particular level, they are called the automatons, which means automation. Okay. They moving, but they're brain dead. You see what I'm saying? Now, you don't even get into this particular consciousness that you can partake to understand what things is until you're radiating from the heart chakra. You see, the heart chakra. That's why the Egyptian, the heart scarab was the most important.
And, you know, that's an important concept to understand, right? Getting into the heart chakra. But first, you got to do your groundwork, family. I just want the family to understand that, because a lot of people will jump to the heart, and what I'm saying, they don't got their root or their grounded basic worldly needs met, in the aspect of understanding that you are safe, you are secure, and you are whole. So a good mantra for your root chakra, which I tend to run into a lot, is I am safe, I am grounded, I belong here. I am safe, I am grounded, I belong here. See, your root chakra is an important chakra. All your chakras are important, right? And your root chakra is essentially just understanding that you don't need all the material things. You don't need all the glamour, right? A lot of people are chasing the glamour and not understanding that if you got a house, got form of transportation, even if you don't have form, like let's say you don't even have a car, right? If you feel comfortable catching the bus in your heart, that's a balanced root chakra. So everybody should feel comfortable catching the bus, right? Because it's not necessarily a, what I'm saying? That's an ego thing if you feel some kind of way about catching the bus. You feel me? You got to think of it like, okay, am I here and do I have opportunity? Now, obviously, a car might get you into places faster, cool. But what I'm simply saying is that if you have all your basic fundamental needs, then you should be able to move past that aspect of the glamour, which is basically overzealous root chakra energy. So people that have this overzealous root chakra energy, essentially they just automatons, like Bobby said. They gotta have 2 watches, gold chains and shit. You feel me? They gotta be flashy. 7, 8, 9 cars. You feel me? Their root chakra is overzealous, and that's where all their energy lies, in the root. You feel me? But I want the family to understand, in the spiritual gnosis of this thing, you want to be able to balance out your root chakra and move up the ladder accordingly based off of you understand that particular energy. Very, very important to understand. So, different root chakra things you can do. Squats is good. The chakra tonics is always my favorite. Beet juice, apples, red apples, right? Wearing red shirts, different type of teas. What's up, y'all? What's up? I see y'all in there. Yeah, Ganesha root chakra is good. There's a lot of different Hindu blog talk times. Absolutely. Balin, absolutely. Peace to the family. Peace, y'all. Peace. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, we on this Bobby stream. We just diving into the gems and the jewels that Bobby brings forth. Another aspect, I give y'all this ritual all the time. The red and green colors, right? Put that red in, because red and green is basically earth and heart, which is basically the same thing. When you move the H to earth is heart, right? So that's your manifestation down here on this earth realm. You feel me? The heart's desires, or your basic needs also, or just being in gratitude mode, grateful energy. You feel me? Yesterday was Thanksgiving, and we had the whole family over our house, and we basically, performed we was celebrating my son's birthday because he turned 2. But Thanksgiving energy and stuff like that, cool, right? Made a whole bunch of food, and we still got a whole bunch of leftovers left. Everybody was vibing, drinks, smoke. You feel me? We was in this thing kicking it, and essentially, it was a beautiful thing to have like gratitude and gratefulness. And we seen one of our cousins came through with his 2 kids that we haven't seen in like 5 years. And we was just like, oh, damn. They all grown up. I'm talking about they big now, tall and stuff. I'm in college and shit like that. You feel me? So it's always a grateful energy, a thankful energy just to be around family and friends. And have that energy of appreciation for people that walked your path with you, or that's walking your path with you. And like Bobby said, hey, don't share nothing with none of them niggas. So when they do come over, you know what I'm saying, get them dominoes up, get them spades right, and that's it. Last night I was whooping ass on that domino table, boy. I'm telling you, I was in a zone, boy. God damn. I'm talking about I was taking everybody's head off. You feel me? I don't know what was going on. My energy was just up and I was just chopping. I think I went like 3-4 straight.
Sorry about you.
Dream wise, meet me on the domino table, baby. You feel me? Let's get it on. So yeah, that's what your root chakra is. It's basically you understanding that you are safe and secure. Now, just imagine if you're homeless, then you got to do some root chakra work, unless you feel comfortable in being homeless. But you know what I'm saying? Majority of us would like shelter for our own self. So naturally, you got to be able, it's all about your own energy. It's like nobody can say, oh, wow, you got a balanced root chakra. Look at your house. Damn, this is a big ass house. No, it's just about you taking care of your house, honoring your home, you feel me? And being in a space of, understanding that particular energy, right? Understanding that you got to be able to take care of that house, you feel me? Let's keep it rolling.
Even when you died, they throw the brain away. But it was the heart that they preserved. Because that's where your true self is. But you got to radiate from the heart chakra and then you elevate on into the pineal gland. But most people's consciousness is in the root chakra. On the 5 senses, the animal level. They can look pretty. They can have a PhD with a degree. They tell you it's only a degree of information. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a degree of information, it has nothing to do with a person's behavior, whether they're conscious or not.
Hitman, Hemmitt. Understand to the core, right? When you're doing your chakra work, it is a process of understanding yourself holistically, right? My biggest chakra work was my sacral chakra. And for a long time, I didn't feel, you know what I'm saying, no joy in my heart, no ability to have fun, no ability to play and be free, right? So when I was dealing with that particular chakra, essentially what happened was I transformed based off of the work, based off of me constantly, repetitiously working on it. Oranges every day, hula hooping. I was looking like a big ass kid hula hooping, right? But then something clicked and something shifted. This when I had a job too. I had moved into another space of enjoying myself. So then I started having fun because I was a PE teacher, having fun playing with my students, right? And PE and stuff like that. Instead of being so the Grinch and shit, right? Energy. I was laughing and expressing myself freely. So now you see me on YouTube, I have fun on this thing. You feel me? And that's another thing that Bobby taught me to the utmost. Like all these people that's on this YouTube that be doing that serious shit, right? They're not even tapped into that manner of understanding that this is not supposed to be taken so serious. Why so serious, right? Because again, you're in the form of a childlike spirit when you tap into spirit, when you are spiritual. So that means your adventure, your fun, your laughter, your play is the real game in this thing. So all of that goddamn logical talk, mumbo jumbo shit that shit trash, nigga. I'm just telling you what it is. Because you're not being true to yourself. You feel me? You're just being what you'll say, robotic with your words, right? If you're not really out here pushing an energy of helpfulness, then you're just trying to sound cool and shit or masturbate with these particular words in the form of look how fast I can drop these hoes. Chaos, I'm just telling y'all what it is. That shit is garbage. It doesn't make any sense because again, you're taking the illusion too serious. You feel me? Like, why would somebody take the illusion too serious? See, that's why Bobby is the ultimate example in this thing. Because if you look at Bobby, you can see he's back in his childlike essence energy, which is what we're all going back to, running back to the child. So we got to move in the space of adventure, play, exploration, right? And not be so damn serious. When you try things, see, the ultimate observer or the ultimate scientist, the ultimate spiritualist is a person that's trying different things. And then saying, oh, okay, I learned something from that. Oh, okay, I learned something from that. Oh, wow, that was interesting. Oh, wow, that sucked. Oh, wow, that was good. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You feel me? And in them learning, these aha moments or these light bulbs keep on going off in their mind. So we got to move ourselves from the nuance of people trying to, you know what I'm saying, intellectualize spirit in such a way that doesn't actually move the needle or move your energy. Spiritual masturbation, boy. God damn. Let me see what y'all talking about. What's up, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep this Bobby stream rolling, baby.
In the waking world. The waking world is for this reality of illusion. When a person goes into deep sleep, he goes to his higher self. So you only go to your higher self in deep sleep. In deep sleep. That's the only time you live, is in deep sleep. The waking world is the dream world, and that what you call the dream world is the real world.
It's a great time to put my ad up. Check out my broke guy Merkaba.
Powerful and effective ways to decalcify and activate the pineal gland is by using all natural herbs. And one of my favorite blends to use is this First Eye blend by Mental Alchemy. Now this blend contains haritaki fruit, which is a very, very powerful herb that is very good in detoxifying the body, detoxifying the pineal gland, and bringing back the body to its natural holistic state. They also have this dream blend, which will help you have much more vivid dreams. It'll help you astral travel. It'll help you lucid dream. And it'll also help you get a better night's sleep. Now, this blend contains haritaki fruit, chamomile powder, ashwagandha powder, and gotu kolai. So these are very, very powerful herbs that'll help you get better sleep and have more vivid dreams. So definitely tap in. Make sure you follow them. Go to their page at DreamWise Mental Alchemy. Tell them I sent you. And remember that health is wealth.
Shout out to my bro guy Merkaba. And the dream supplements also come with the valerian root. And it's down below, family. Black Friday deal is still on for the bundle down below. Get in with me. Get them before they're gone. Let's keep it rolling. Hitman.
You do on this shit. Everything that you do in this world is futile. It's sense, and it is not even reality, and it never existed. You see what I'm saying?
And now has been
Just skip the whole thing.
2000, I'm dealing with.
That's what I was just talking about. You feel me? This whole thing is an illusionary construct. So now when you are down here, you're supposed to be in the playful zone, the imagination zone, the adventure, the exploration, the childlike spirit energy. So all these big words and all this goddamn intellectual masturbation is just for your own ego. That's ego-driven thought. That's the demiurge. Because the niggas is trying to sound cool instead of relay the message according to their gnosis of what work they put in and what they came to realize in Oh, I did this and this happened. Oh, I did this and this happened. You feel me? Is basically, it's basically public school training thinking. So we got to get off of that, family. We got to move into a powerful zone, which is our God body energy, our knowing.
Sleep. So we're dealing with something outside of the normal function. You got to understand who gives you what and what lectures you go to. This is what I deal with. You see what I'm saying? I deal with the stuff that don't supposed to make no sense because you ain't used to it. So if it's logical, rational, it ain't the damn place to be. It is that other thing. And whenever things become logical and rational, it ceases to be knowledge. It's only regurgitation. I'm giving you some shit you agree to. That's not.
So let me break down what Bobby is saying on it ultimately. So the knowledge is in the knowing. Know the ledge, knowledge is knowing. So you know something cosmically based off of you having the assumption or the realization of your God body energy, right? When we're talking about seven God, you're talking about you ruling your earth based off of where you're headed, right? So it's basically you seeing your future and standing in that self identity. So, you see your future all the time, right? That's why you're creating the reality you want to create now based off of your own fears, your own traumas and things of that nature, right? We see our future in a particular way and it comes into this reality. So that just means your self-esteem or your self-identity has to be G-checked in order to know that you're God. So whenever you have them debilitating thoughts or that them ego-driven thoughts that doesn't serve your greater good, essentially you gotta rule over that, or you gotta rid those thoughts and start putting more high vibrational thoughts into you, so you can keep on seeing yourself as winning, right? And Jay-Z wakes up, I'm pretty sure he doesn't think of himself as a loser. You feel me? And sure enough, his reality keeps on manifesting in that particular notion. So that's what we're saying. We're saying you having a prefrontal fixed mind to see yourself as God and know that you're God and know that everything you survey is yours. You just have to create that self-image in your mind, and then everything will start to move according to your energy.
Knowledge. It was knowledge prior to you knowing it. But that's not knowledge. That's why I don't even agree with myself 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Because you constantly supposed to be growing. So therefore, there ain't no Bobby Hemmitt theology. You see what I'm saying? Keep going. And that's the problem with most of the people. They get a certain theology. And they don't want to go beyond that theology because that's what made them famous. I ain't trying to be famous. We trying to get the fuck up out of here. And when we wake up, if we still ain't out of here, we got work to do. So it's not about the theology. It's never good enough if it didn't produce the result of ending this motherfucking shit.
Immortality is not really done in the physical body. Actually, death is graduation. Now they are masters on the earth that would have to stay around for 300 years or something like that, and that was only because they had students and they couldn't find a master or an adept on the level to leave the school behind. So that person, until they found someone on the level of spirituality that could be the next teacher, until that particular teacher had to stay around. They have had cases of people staying around for 300 years, just regenerating the cells, you see, for 300 years, just so that they could, because there was no one around to teach the school. You could also get this story, because I like to give bibliography. you get the book, the autobiography of a yogi. And I think it was a guy in the autobiography of a yogi by Yogananda. And there was a guy that lived in India in the 1800s, and he was 300 years old, and he was 300 pounds. He was 100 pounds for each year. And so he'd walk around naked, and the police would lock him up. And as soon as they lock him up, someone would run into the jailhouse and go, "Hey, there's a naked man meditating on top of the jail," because he was so powerful he could just basically dematerialize his cells and just go to and just basically materialize where he wanted to materialize. This is a true story. You see what I'm saying? So they would say, "Well, this naked man is meditating on the jail," and they would go and get him down, and he would do it again, and they would let him out. And basically, he would go and teach the students, and then after he would teach them for so many, maybe about a month or so, he would go under the ocean and sleep under the ocean. He would sleep under the ocean maybe 3-4 months, and he would come back up under the ocean. And when he came out of the ocean, they has to give him big buckets of milk, and the only reason why he was around is because they couldn't find an adept. You see what I'm saying? A spiritual teacher to take over the school. So that's, that might seem like immortality, but that's really kind of, it's a burden, because the Egyptians used to say, "Foolish are the long-lived." You see what I'm saying?
Okay, one thing you could do every day to tap into your spiritual gnosis, is ask yourself a powerful question every day. Ask yourself a question every day. What am I meant to learn today, Spirit? What am I meant to know today, Spirit? See, when you ask yourself the question out loud with your voice, you're basically talking to your cells. And your cells are going to give you answers to your question in the form of symbols. So these symbols can come in your waking life, they can come in your dreams, they can come in your mind, right? And you just got to be ready for the symbols to decode the symbol or the message that Spirit is trying to relay to you. Usually what happens is, let's say you ask yourself a question and you're in the logical, rational thinking zone. Essentially, you might miss your symbol because you see a license plate that says blah, blah, blah. It might give you the answer, and you might miss that completely because you're not paying attention, or you don't have or not ready for that message, because, just the logical, rational mind is heavier than your spiritual mind. So you want to ask yourself a question every day, a powerful question every day, and watch how Spirit works. It'll come into your head at a later time. It'll come in the form of a commercial that shows up on TV. It'll come in a conversation you might have with a particular person, and you just got to be privy and ready for that answer. Here we go. Let's keep Bobby rolling.
They say it is the Elysian fields that we seek, which was talking about the other dimension and the other world, which was the real world. Who wants to stay around in the illusionary world?
This is Crawley book, only book, Alistair Crawley Atlantis, but this is the only book that you can't get. But because Alistair Crawley explained in here what Atlantis was. The African root atlas is an offshoot of the range, was the true atlas supported by the ancient world, by the moral and magical strength, and hence the name fabled globe bearer. The root is Lemurian Tala, or Talas, which means black, and which will appear in due course. The A is the feminine pretense that derived from the shape of the mouse. Well, there's your vesicle also. And uttering the sound, the black woman is therefore the true translation to the word Atlantis.
Wow, hold on. Didn't they just have a spaceship or something? What is it called? 3 Atlas? AI3 Atlas. Boy, I swear to God, these boys. See, that spirit right there. God damn. See, Bobby just came with some gems in this waking life, in this moment right now on his birthday. He just said that 3AI Atlas is the black woman, is the vagina. So guess what, nigga? Get your tongue right and get ready to yodel, because essentially you're going to have to eat that thing to receive these calls and messages.
Sorry, bye.
All right. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. You talk about this alien spaceship, 3AI Atlas. Shit, Bobby just said it's the black goddess. He just said it's the womb of creation. So goddamn, I have to get my neck right and get a neck harness, cause D-Ray, shit. About to be Yodelay. Look, hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. Sometimes when you do different things, when you do things that seem off or whatever, that's when spirit hits you with the message, with a divine, powerful message that's going to shift your consciousness. And if y'all don't know, that's the whole point of some of these tantric books or some of the deeper metaphysical sciences of sex, right? See, we can't look at sex as a, how would you say, the religious indoctrination thing, right? We got to look at it as a tool to access information. And once you be able to look at it that way, then essentially you can move into a space of more and more spiritual gnosis, which is self-knowledge, knowledge of self. Here we go. Let's see what Bobby's talking about.
This is why this is the only one that ain't in print. It's about like that Rudolph Steiner book, the one where they got the Yahoo story, which he set up the island of Dr. Moreau with H.G. Wells. His book, The Atlantis and Lemuria, Rudolph Steiner, is the only one you can't get. You can get it from Health Research, but you can't get it. But all the rest of his books is on the shelf. But this is the only Alistair Crowley book, one of the few ones that you can't get, because he tell you at the beginning of the shit the word Atlantis means black woman. And if you really want to break that down, Atlantis is twitch your legs.
What Bobby say?
The physical body, which is nothing but a package of shit carrier that you so in love with. You see, therefore, life, as Jonas points it, which is Hans Jonas, the guy who wrote the book, is a numbness or sleep and a drunkenness of oblivion. You see, of oblivion. Our ignorance is a form of unconsciousness and infection of the darkness from which we are awakened or called. Knowledge saves us. Knowledge protects the spirit against the sexual love and sensational pleasures of seduction of this world, as Jonas writes. What he means by that is, he's just talking about basically the comfort zone and the pleasures that you are so longing to get, longing for something else that you don't know about, until you get the knowledge and find out that the shit that you wanted, all this stuff, ain't shit, but something created by the damn white man to keep you down here fighting over some bullshit and asking for reparations, money, welfare, affirmative action, and the right to be recognized by the other beasts around the damn planet who know who the fuck you are, just as you don't know who the hell you are. Got it? You see, ignorance of drunkenness is the soul is ignorant of itself and its origin and its situation in an alien world. That's you. You see what I'm saying? In an alien world, it is precisely the awareness of the alienness in which the intoxication is meant to suppress man down into a whirlpool and made oblivious into his true being, of his true being is to be made a children of this world, is to be a person that is held in oblivion and don't know the knowledge of who the hell he's supposed to be. That's the real alien that they're talking about, and that's you. You see what I'm saying? That's why the campaign now is to fight against the alien. So now Will Smith has now got out the movie Men in Black, where they are detectives fighting against aliens, and they talking about cleaning up the scum of the universe. Ain't that a bitch? Scum down here.
So what Bobby is simply saying is, because Bobby can get off track a little bit. You're alien to this world. So your mind is the alien. You tapping into the astral realm is alien to this world. So we have this alien technology inside of us. That's what makes us see into the future, see our visions, and have these particular dreams, right? And we just got to understand that we're the alien that they're fighting against. We're the alien that they're coming to rid of, right? And they're trying to turn you into humans. Go see the movie Lilo and Stitch again. When I decoded Lilo and Stitch, I said they called us Stitch 626. Well, that just meant 666 in a coded way. And you crash landed here on Earth. Now they're trying to conform you into the human mind instead of your God mind. So because of our public school teachings and our public school thinking, we move like humans instead of gods. Moving how the wind blows, intuition, knowing, feeling, right? Now everything has to be moved logically, but essentially what happens is you're taking yourself out of an adventure based off of you moving like a robot. So we just got to get back to our alien mind again, right? Our God mind, and be alien to this particular world, which is an illusion. Because then if you can sense and feel where you're headed, right, through this adventurous, childlike spirit energy, then now, you'll gain more aha moments and realizations of why you came back here. But it's up to you to take yourself out of the human mind by what? Meditation, right? Get you some tuning forks, right? Music is very good. Listening to music, high vibrational music, obviously. Y'all listen to Robert Glasper. That nigga putting down some alien music for your ass. Sun gazing, of course, right? We're just trying to tap into that gnosis, that knowing, instead of just this logical, rational thinking mind, right? You're trying to tap into something strange. So sometimes your alien technology will tell you to do something that seems off. But when you do it, it makes the most sense of why you pulled that move. And that's a real big key in, walking this thing down correctly.
Here can't get along with animals and talk about other people from other planets or either other dimensions as damn scum. That's the cracker. Even cursing something that he don't even have experience with. You see. But that's the role of the actual beast.
So again, that no self is you not having a story, right? Not having no past identity, no feeling towards your name and you being somebody. You feel me? You're Mr. Nobody. That's the whole Finding Nemo movie again, right? Nemo just means nobody. The Nomos knew that they means nobody. I am nobody, right? Because essentially you're in an illusion. So when you detach from the world, essentially you gain the world. But it's not faking it like that. You got to just really let go and just be in the space of, okay, I'm nobody, I'm nothing. Now watch me work. Because again, if you don't have no trepidations to move, right, then you'll just do things. But judgment of others might be holding you back. Your family members might be holding your back, your mama and them. You feel me? When we can separate that energy and detach from it and say, you know what, I'm gonna just do me. Then that's when you wear your Baphomet shirt because you think it's fly and not because you think you're trying to shit on other people and shit. So how cool you are. You just like it, so you put it on. You feel me? And it's a necessary evil to detach from that human aspect of keeping you a shell of yourself. The more you do it, the more you get into that no self, the more you'll start to create, just based off of you. You know what I'm saying? That's what you feel inside your heart. So you got to think about it. Think about Bobby doing all them videos and stuff, right? He wasn't doing that for no glamour thing. He just was in the space of creating, right? So he was a teacher. He came down here to teach. So that's what he did. He taught. And essentially he wouldn't even turn on, he wouldn't even move unless the camera was on. And hey, the camera on? All right, now, and he just had foresight that these tapes was going to be important for the world. And sure enough, they were. So we talking about, so Bobby saying there was sages and mystics that lived 300, 400, 500 years. What you think Bobby just did with these tapes? Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, let's keep it rolling.
You got to rebel against human thought. You see what I'm saying? And humanity has to become the enemy. So you understand what I do. I'm not in the aspect of improving your life. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a part of the thing, because as long as you're here, we need some damn relief. I understand the particular part of human survival and people that come to help you improve your life. But I represent another aspect of you that's the aspect of where we ultimately ending up. And that is beyond the realm of humanity, the metamorphosis. So my thing is not, so if I sound like I'm crazy, it's because I'm not coming, you got to understand the different speakers. My spirit realm has led me, I'm not coming to improve your life. Because y'all all live better than me. You know what I'm saying? I live on the minimal level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm back down to 1 hour on my stove and take me 4 hours to cook a goddamn meal. You see, so the point I'm trying to make here is we're trying to jump beyond the concepts of what is rational, what is logical. You go to conference, and we all know what we don't do. You know what I'm saying? How the dollar bill turns over 37 times in the Jewish community and don't turn over none in ours. You know what I'm saying? So we understand that we fucked up. So what we're talking about here is the overhauling of the whole thing. So
Okay, let me break down what Bobby basically is saying. When you know how people's emotions be defining them and shit like that. That's the human thought, that egoic energy of people trying to identify with how they feel in a particular moment based off of maybe judgment, or based off of standing up for themselves or whatever, right? And not really understanding that you have to disassociate yourself from the emotion and really just observe the emotion, observe how you're feeling, right? So instead of reacting, that's the human, right? You have human urges to react and move, right? Not saying don't defend yourself. I'm saying, what is that reaction that causes you to try to defend who you are? You see, when people, so for instance, right? If people come on, if you go out, you feel me? And somebody start capping on you or whatever, right? And you cap back in a way of fun, right? If that other person reacts in a particular manner of fighting, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to harm you in a particular way, that's the human urges. Instead of understanding that, look, nigga, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can't hurt me because I know who I am. You feel me? So that's the problem with some of these young guys. They want to fight because because of words or whatever, right? But the words don't hit you unless you believe in the words. You feel me? So that's the thing with this human emotion thing, is we got to get off of the idea of somebody else defining who you are. No, you define who you are. You stand in that truth, and once you stand in that truth, nothing can affect you because you're God. So if you know you're God, right? What does a white guy saying nigger? You know what I'm saying? As long as that nigga don't touch you, shit, it's all good. You feel me?
Sorry for you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Moving past that aspect of feeling some type of way, or having the mental awareness, the mental acuity to just understand that you don't have to react because, you know, your boss told you to. Well, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Like, you know, you got to get off of that reaction mode, because again, the people are going to be people, and essentially that's just a reflection of your human inability to see that you're past that. So if your boss tells you something, right, that feels uncomfortable to you in a particular way, it doesn't mean you have to react and lash out, because that's probably what they want you to do. You feel me? It means you come up with a strategic play in your mind to say, oh, okay, I know how I can maneuver through this. That's God. You feel me? Because again, a lot of times humans just want you to react because they're insecure. So that's the whole notion of observing ego. When you observe ego, you go back into that God realm.
To you to give you something that's totally outside of your logical function. You see what I'm saying? So now, permeating into this particular aspect, what gets these midichlorians or the melanin going, I'm talking about the inner melanin, you see what I'm saying, is abnormal behavior. You understand what I'm saying? It's abnormal behavior. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes the grotesque. You know what I'm saying? Or any kind of thing like that, you see. It's not physical act, mentally. You see what I'm saying? Mentally. You know, stuff like that. Now, so these are types of things in order to jump into another alternative reality, not necessarily bordering on the familiarity. Now, so they know that they got to come in, and they got a bunch of people to take this flu shot. Meanwhile, what this thing does is it retards the melanin. But it doesn't matter about the masses, because they're not the ones, you see what I'm saying, that's on deck.
Okay, your melanin is a superpower, and that superpower is potential energy. Your melanin is chaos. Go get the book, Chaos. I think it's called Chaos. Do I got it up here? I got it somewhere. Essentially, that book will shift you into the understanding of who you divinely are, right? Potential energy exploder. Somebody that creates in the moment. You feel me? So when you see melanated beings flowing and stuff like that, or you see athletes making spectacular adjustments to catch the ball or whatever, right? That's melanin. That's God. So that's what we're saying. Like, your ability to respond swiftly, creatively in the aspect of your God mind is melanin. That's the potential you have. So it's happening quickly. You feel me? So that's why I said go back to that exercise in your subconscious mind and just start speaking out loud for 33 seconds. Set your alarm, set a timer, 44 seconds, 33 seconds, and just speak creatively. Create something that you want to create and just start speaking. Don't think, just speak. And that is an exercise that you want to try, because when you speak it, then you're going to know, oh, that's what I can do. You feel me? And then when the thinking mechanism happen, then you start, well, no, I don't know. But you trying to shut down that part of you that's rationalizing with, ideas in God mode. So just speak it out quick. Don't think, just speak. Just set your alarm, 44 seconds. Boom. There it is, go. And then start saying words, say stuff. Then at the end of that 44 seconds, see what came to you. Like, damn, did I just say that? You can even record yourself doing it and then hear it back and then say, oh, wow, that's some fly shit. You feel me? And that's how y'all can get in y'all creative bag heavy. Super quick and super heavy.
Apparently this guy had done research and had found out a certain amount of information, and it makes a whole lot of sense, so I'm going to give you the information on what went down. When you had your last invasion of Egypt, or Hemmitt, where you had your Arab invasion, you had large clusters of Egyptians that left by the thousands, and they migrated over to West Africa, maybe by the millions. And the other ones got pushed on down in Nubia. You see what I'm saying? Pushed on down in Nubia. Now, they buried 200 temples up under the Aswan Dam because they found Hebrew writings up in them shits. They found just about all Hebrew, Greek, and all that stuff that the Egyptians was doing, and they showed that the origins of all that stuff came from one single library. You see what I'm saying? Plus all your Typhonian stuff, which is your pre-dynastic stuff, which really gets into some stuff, and the stuff I'm going to deal with the next 2 days. They didn't want the people to understand that stuff, so basically they covered over those particular temples. 200 temples, even Dr. Ben talked about it in 91. 200 temples. Now, the white man don't cover up shit. He want to know everything. But basically they took them, basically what they did is they worked for maybe 100 years between the time of Napoleon. They just went and just copied everything off of the temple walls. They don't have to decipher it, just make sure you get everything. And they copied all of them. Once they got it all copied, you see, then they asked one down, they cover it over. So anyway, some of them got pushed back into Nubia. The other ones had a large migration over into West Africa. Now, the scene shifts to the time of the slave trade. Now, two aspects. Number one, the slavers is coming up in there, the Arabs as well as the white boys or whatever, Portuguese or whatever. Now, two things happening. Remember, these particular people, Africans, because they don't know but one color. So what distinguishes you is your particular civilization or your tribe or whatever, or your nation. You see what I'm saying? So now the slavers are coming in. The king has to make a choice. He is bound by law to look out for the people that he is ruling over, or his kingdom. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to choose who's going to go get on the slave boats, you best believe I'm going to try to hook up my homeboys to stay. So therefore, the Egyptians or the Hemmites being homeless, because they didn't have a home because their home was in Egypt. So they had thousands of these homeless people settling in the area, which they had several migrations. They came during the time of the Dogon, and the whole thing with Timbuktu and all that type of stuff. So basically what they did is the Africans, the West Africans gave up the Egyptians. And so your major influx of people that came to the West are the Egyptians. So that's why when you look at them fucking hieroglyphics, something happens to your ass. You remembering your own self when you were living in Kemet. The other thing is based on his stuff is because the Hemmites was a very advanced people and sophisticated people. They had some other brothers and sisters over on the other part of the planet or continent that got jealous of them. And that also added into putting them on the slave ships. Either way, this brother's scholarship must have was accurate. It must have been the same scholarship that the Europeans came up with and came to the conclusion, because they, if it was false, they wouldn't have came and confiscated all the books. See?
So when you think about what Tariq and what's it called is arguing about, they're arguing over landmass, right? Which doesn't actually make any sense, because at the same time, at the end of the day, when we really break down what this thing is, melanated people being everywhere for forever, you feel me? This is forever and a day. So then when you have this FBA or this Afrocentric thing, African movement thing or whatever, right? All of it is poppycock, because essentially you are the whole world. Asia, Africa, India, everything is yours, if you will, if you want to identify with a group. So just understand that your world is your home. You feel me? And again, this world is an illusion. So you just the one that have a particular identity with, you know what I'm saying, the first beings, if you will, that ever came down here. So that's what you want to understand to the core, right? In Atlantis and Lemuria, you wasn't even a skin color. You was etheric beings. So what is that? Is that a race? No. So how far do we really want to go back? You feel me? To saying, oh, this landmass is mine and I need to get my reparations. No, you're beyond the human. So that doesn't put you in a space of saying, yeah, this is my group, FBA or Pan-Africanism. What the hell? So all them titles and stuff, Hebrew Israelites, is just to feel good or have an ego identity. You feel me? Identify with something. But the only thing you really need to identify with is God, and that's the God in you.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously the brother was on point. You see what I'm saying? Which also breaks this thing down to who we are. Star Wars trilogy is the Osirian drama. It's all hooked up. The Christ is Luke Skywalker. But Darth Vader, who is his father, is actually God of the perfect black, Osiris. Darth in the Kabbalah. And I done lost my Kabbalah. I gotta put it back here. In the Kabbalah. This up here, they don't have it on here, but I got another one in here. See if I can find it. Because I got to get the other one, because I got to talk about some stuff tonight. Some other stuff that you got to do. You got to go. There's something that you can do. So I done hit upon some of the gates. How you can get out of this mess.
Right.
And so there's some things you got to do. So we're going to get with that tonight, too. I done figured this shit out. As soon as I figured it out, you see, the dollar prophet I told you about, he's that jealous God that don't want people to rise. His name is Zeus in Greece. So Jesus is a dollar prophet, the jealous God. The Bible says, I am a jealous God. So, this section, right here, this star, right in the middle of the thing's supposed to be Darth, D-A-A-T-H, that's Darth Vader. That's the black dot. He gives birth to Luke Skywalker. Their teacher is Yoda. Yoda trained Jedi warriors for 700 years. This is where it comes from. This is Luke Skywalker and Yoda. This is the original Christ Horus, which is called Harpocrates, or Heru-Parcrates, which means the baby Horus. Later on, the baby Jesus. Baby Jesus. The baby Horus Locke. Up top is Bess, which is actually his higher self on the inside teaching him. So Luke Skywalker went to Yoda, or Yogi Master, Yoda Master, the Jedi Master, to teach him. As you can see Horus or Heru has this thing on its back, basically, or behind his head. If you notice in the movie, he was taking Yoda around on his back. That's right. This is the god Bess. You call him Satan now. Satan, get behind me. That's your teacher. This represents melanin.
And best is also the form of laughter, fun, play. So that's what I'm talking about. Whenever you tapped into that chaos realm, that potential energy, you're moving fast. So I'm just breaking it down into the scientific way for Bobby. So when you're moving fast or moving, you know what I'm saying, in the moment, that's your best, right? Because you're in the space of adventure, play, and doing things that your melanin will start to move and activate in the form of, you know what to say, or know how to move, or know how to address the situation that comes up in your present moment. And that's the gift that we have, melanated beings. We're able to create in the particular moment. But if you don't never put yourself in the moment, then best can't come online. You feel me? So what they did in this society was to keep you comfortable and tamed. So you see it when the boys, they be in motion, right? And they try different things, they always get things that come to them. You feel me? Just basically being in motion and best coming online. The problem is with people is they're in the thinking apparatus. So when they're thinking, that's when you know what I'm saying, you start judging yourself and you start feeling these emotions, these human emotions that you're supposed to rid yourself of and balance out. So in the moment, right, you might feel a particular emotion, but that's okay, because your body is learning, right, what it's going through. So that's why I say you gotta try different things, because in trying it, you're gonna start to turn on your melanin, and then it starts to activate for you to win down here, or just to be in the present, right, and have these gifts keep on coming online. You feel me? A lot of it is training from school. You know, maybe you got picked on as a child. Maybe you wasn't, you know, the popular person. So then you create that self-identity in your mind. And now you're like, nah, I'm not going out. I'm not going to try that. Hell no. Nah. You feel me? Hell, I was telling the family, I was telling the brother, I said, hey, look, spiritual work is actually you shooting at these chicks and shit. Shooting your shot to all my single players. Because again, that's when your melanin should come online in a particular way of chaos, which is potential, which will bring forth the particular words or the feeling that y'all have, a dance. You feel me? Because it's not supposed to be thought when you're shooting your shot at the chick. You're supposed to have this kind of dance, right, where she could just feel your energy. So that's the same thing. You walk into a room, right, of white people, they supposed to feel your energy, not you thinking, trying to logically think your way into the situation. You will come up with things based off of your presence and based off of your energy being so fire, based off of your melanin being activated. So that's the same thing with the fellas when they on semen retention and stuff like that, right? They say, man, I just feel alive. I can do whatever, right? That's that limitless pill. Your melanin is the limitless pill, right? So when we just break down Heru and Bess and all of that energy, you know what I'm saying? That's you. So Heru, remember, Heru is the adventurer. Think about the Lion King, Simba. He went out to be comfortable, no worries, right? But yet Nyla had to bring his ass back and said, nah, nigga, if you want this ass, you need to come and fight for your pride land. All right, I do like pussy. Fuck it. Let me go in and try to see. The goddess will always turn you on to that hero, right? But then he goes back, defeats Scar, right? And now he rules over all he surveys. Now he's the king again. So you have to go out and hunt, or you have to go out and do things, right, to experience that God mind coming online. And that's what Bobby is basically talking about through the mythology of this thing. You feel me?
That's what Yoda represented. It was his higher self. The Kundalini, which is inside of you, the Kundalini, which is inside of you, is the staff of Tahuti. You call it the Medical Association. The Medical Association, which is the staff of Tahuti. You got that? You know, that's the what's called. This, the staff of Tahuti, is the same as the staff of Moses. Remember, Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness? That's the damn serpent. Moses, before he was a historical figure, he was called the god Tahuti. Moses and Tahuti is one and the damn same. The god of wisdom and knowledge. You see, the staff of Tahuti is this, which is the same staff of Moses. See, Richard, the guy, Joseph Campbell said that the Hebrew religion ought not have been invented. What did he mean by that? He didn't say the Hebrew mythology. The Hebrew mythology was an ancient mystical mythology system of tales that came from Ethiopia. Later on, it was historicalized, so Abraham, Isaac, Moses, Jacob, and all of them became historical figures. They never existed in history. Solomon never existed in history. You think of Solomon as a historical person. That's how they keep you on a low level. Solomon is Amen-Ra. Sol, which means sun, or soul. You get solar. Soul or Sol, which means sun. Amen, which means hidden. Solomon, which means the hidden sun. Or sun means what? Ra. Amen-Ra. Ra, Amen, Ra, sun. You see, Amen-Ra, Solomon. Sol means sun. Amen means hidden. Amen-Ra, Solomon. Same damn shit. It's also a form of Osiris. Now, the staff of Osiris, or the staff of Tahuti, is called the backbone of Osiris. Osiris, or Osea, or Asur, or Usur, the backbone is your Kundalini energy that shoots up. The backbone of Osiris in Egypt is called the Djed pillar. In Star Wars, it's called the Jedi warrior. The Jedi warrior.
So when your Kundalini raises up, right, remember it's going through your chakra system, and your chakra system has to be balanced out. So that's basically you ridding yourself of the human emotions, right? So once your Kundalini raises up, then your nervous system comes online heavier, right? So instead of you being in the sympathetic nervous system where you're in a fight response and trying to fight everybody, right? You're in the parasympathetic nervous system where you're more relaxed and calm, and now you can approach the world based off of your nobody. You feel me? So now when you go, so now you don't have no trepidations or things. You're just in the moment. You feel me? And that's what your Kundalini energy does. So whenever you are practicing your Kundalini work, it's not a thing where you're going to get it over the weekend, right? It can take years and years of developing your whole entire energetic system through the chakra work, through deep breathing exercises, through visualization. So one thing you can start with, family, is you want to see a light spiraling up your spine and coming back down the front of you. If you just see that light, that's you moving and saying, I want my energy to move upwardly, right? That means you're going to get into the higher self mind, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the third eye, the three wise men up here on your pineal gland, pituitary hypothalamus gland. And that's when you start to have, more prolific, more powerful, intuitive ideas, right? Knowings, right? And just being in the moment, heavy. Here's a great time for me to place my ad. Here we go. Watch this.
Heart Taki capsules with your brain food. They're really easy to use. 30 minutes before you go to bed, take 1 to 2 capsules. I started off with 1 because I was really nervous, but take 2. Trust me, take 2. And then you just enter this blissful dream state So if you want to start recalling your dreams, get yourself a bottle.
Get yours now, family. Is down below. It's down below.
You see, the jet pillar. But the jet eye is talking about the jet black eye of Heru. And you know the eye of Heru is what? Melanin. Read about that in African Origins of Biological Psychiatry, Richard King. A must-have.
So again, family,
We didn't have a religion. Religion.
your first eye is everything. It's going to put you into more intuitive knowings, your intuition, your knowing, instead of the logical thinking, rational mind, right? So when you do go to sleep, that's your mind, your subconscious mind running the show and giving you the plays that you're asking for and give you the understandings that you've been trying to cultivate. Now, the only thing is when you do have these dreams, you got to decode the dreams. So we must get better at decoding, family. Because again, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times what happens is you'll just have a dream and you won't write it down and you won't even try to understand it or decode it. But it is so important that you decode it because again, guess what's going to happen? It's going to give you that aha moment down here in the earth realm that will put you in the vision desire that you want to see come forth. So again, the decoding of your dreams is a must. That's your native language. That's your first language. That's your communication system with your higher self. It's your human self and your higher self. And your higher self is trying to get this human self online. But the problem is we're trying to outthink our higher self, and our higher self might be giving us so simple plays that we're not able to catch it in the particular moment. So it's very, very important to not only have dreams, but decode dreams.
Came later because a new group of people was coming from the motherfucking caves and couldn't understand the advanced planes. So they would have to need a religion. And basically, because Rome was taken over by some barbarians, because the original Romans and the original Greeks was black. The Etruscans, Etruria, later on called Troy. You ever hear this shit where they killed, when they Helena Troy, and they killed off the Trojans? That's the history where they killed off the ancient black man of that area. Anytime you hear the war, the Trojan War, that was the white Greeks that came in, learned the language, because the Greek language was black, learned the mythology, which we're going to go into tonight, which was black. You see, and the Romans came in, learned Latin, which was black, learned the mythology, which was black, and then killed off the ones called the Etrurians or Etruscans, or later on Troy. So the Trojan War was the Greeks telling you, the first two books in Greece is the Iliad and the Odyssey, and they start off with killing off the motherfucking Trojans, which was the black people of that land. So anytime you hear the word Trojan, that's us. Comes from the word Etruria, Troy, Etruria, Tyrrhenia is the name of these particular people, Etruscans. Okay, now going back into this particular science, they got all this particular material at that particular time. The Romans, they knew the new religion because the ancient black Ethiopians who had migrated up into the area of Canaan, Israel, which is an extension of Egypt. You see, this is the funny shit. Now look at this. They tell you, the Hebrews tell you that one of the tribes of Israel is Egypt. Ain't that right? Am I bullshitting? Correct me if I'm wrong. How many motherfucking people study Hebrew shit? Is one of the tribes in Israel Egypt, right? So how the hell can Egypt be the enemy of damn Israel when Egypt is Israel? Same people. You see what I'm saying? In Arabia, one too. So how the hell the damn Muslims gonna be goddamn opposite? Not unless that's a white motherfucker done come up in and took over the ancient people shit, and he can't get along with nobody. And perpetuating a fraud, and perpetuating a lie.
That's what I was just talking about with Tariq Nasheed and what's his name? Because again, there's a native. What's today? Yeah, we just did it. We did it 5 years ago, I think, the Master Student Conference, and we decided to do it on Native Day, which is tomorrow, I think, or it might be is it tomorrow? What's today? Oh, the 30th. Let's see. Yeah, we did it 5 years ago, November. Damn, I don't remember what day we did that on. November 29th, maybe. Maybe it was November 30th. We had the first Master Student Conference. But essentially what I'm saying is we tried to bring all melanated people into the fold and just understand that, you know what I'm saying? We just wanted to share ideas and thoughts and our own gnosis and sciences. So as we came together as, you know, basically a tribe or melanated beings, we just came with some science, with some messages, and essentially everybody got fed that day. So that's the real Thanksgiving. So we did that in November. The first Master Student Conference was probably November 29th, I think it was. Something like that. It was one of them days. Saturday or one of them days. Y'all that went to it, y'all let me know. Was it 5 years? I don't know if it was 5. It might have been 4 years ago. What's today? 2025? No, it was 5 years. 2020. Yep. The year of the masters looking at us. Straight up and down. Goddamn. So what Bobby's saying is that, you know what I'm saying, we're fighting against when you have this group think mentality or these small pockets of groups, that's what they want you to do. Fight amongst each other and never get to the real goal, which is the God self, which is inside of you. Because you're always looking at the enemy, and the enemy is you. Go get the movie Revolver again. Go watch that movie again, right? The real enemy is you. So now you can't sleep at night because you're thinking about this other group. Hell nah, boy. You have it. You know what I'm saying? It's constantly on your mind. You feel me? Other people, whatever. Ain't that a bitch? God damn. So now you in a whole shell of yourself because, you know what I'm saying, you occupying your mind with other people's energy. You know, that shit happened to me when shit, I'm in college, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying? We had basically cliques and shit like that. And and you know what I'm saying, I was doing my thing, serving what I did or whatever, right? And essentially, you know what I'm saying, niggas used to hate or whatever, right? Cool. And you know what I'm saying, I used to have battles with people in my mind. And it was fucked up because they were slowing down my progress instead of me seeing that, you know, they didn't even matter, right? So, you know what I'm saying? You just got to worry about you and focus on you and understand that everything is one. Because at the end of the day, you worrying about somebody else, dwelling on somebody else's energy and what they got going on is you stopping your flow of energy from your mind, from your God mind, from what spirit is trying to communicate to you because you're worried about this other nigga. Hell nah, boy.
Okay, going into this, the first thing the preacher will tell you when you get into thinking you can't think, anytime they want to explain Christ or the New Testament, because they can't find it in the Old Testament, anytime they want to explain the New Testament, the first thing they tell you is we got to go to the damn Greek shit or the Latin shit. Oh, shit. Do you hear what I just said here? First of all, they just told you that pagans, those are pagans, the Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Mesopotamians, the Africans, the Chinese man, the Indian, all those are pagans. You just know, that's a pagan thing. You don't even know what the word pagan means. It means one without a religion. That means it's the most advanced shit. Take more than one damn book to teach your ass some shit. You can't go to no goddamn college and learn no shit from no one book. Why the hell you carry one book around your whole life? You gotta be a fucking idiot now. You can you a dumbass motherfucker can get through a damn novel in 2 nights. 2 nights. Put some fucking up in there and you'll get through that bitch in 1 night.
You put some damn hot steaming fucking up in a novel, your ass be days off at work. You can't do the terminology. You go to the dictionary and learn the goddamn terminology just to see, oh, who fuck who. Might be a good, it might mean fuck somebody, so I need to find out what this word is. Fornicate or sodomize. Right? And you can, it book be this damn thick. You know what I'm saying? Judy Collins, Hollywood Wives, and Las Vegas Hoes and shit. You get through the book in 1 week. You get through the book in 1 week. You let an asshole teach you a book, the Bible, all your fucking life. Because you can't read shit. Because you don't want to read nothing. All you want to do is go there and holler with them. And know the words, know the verses. Can quote the damn verses. Be out there with a Coke 45 bottle. Quoting the verses. The Bible said this. Right? Okay. Listen to this. The top Christians, when they want to debate you about Jesus, they can't go to the Old Testament because the Jews say, fuck that motherfucker fake. Wait a minute here. Okay. Now hold on now. We just need to think. The white Jews who's following us, but even if you go to damn Israel and find a motherfucking damn black Jew, because they got about 50% down there, blue black niggas down there in Israel now. Was there before the crackers got there, the fake crackers. In 1947. That's their goddamn origin to Israel. 1947. No, 48. 50 years ago, the motherfuckers planted themselves over there and authenticated themselves as Jews. Who was inducted into the faith when the Moors gave them the damn religion. All the cults of 13 tribes. Give you the whole story. The Moors is the one that taught them the shit. Them niggas come from the caves and hills of Europe. Eating motherfucking people, eating shit. You see what I'm saying? Juniper root, like what's the name say? Just eating dogs, fucking the dog. The woman, when the boy turned 18, he would inherit his mother as a fuck partner. That's the white man. That's the one you adore. Oh, wait, that boy, they talking some strange, no, go get goddamn Sheikh Anta Diop, cultural unity. Learn about polyandry. We can document this shit. Go get the great cosmic mother put out by 2 white women. You see what I'm saying? We ain't talking about other damn books like Iceman Inheritance, and these are the mild shit. You see what I'm saying? But my point is, listen, the Jews say that motherfucker, no, that person didn't exist. Well, wait a minute now. That's like you a black man, and the Christ was black. His name was Jesus. You going, no, we know about the Christ. The Christ is to come in the last days, but we don't know no motherfucker named Jesus, because that's a Greek word. That's a Chinese word. We don't know no motherfucker on damn Ashby Street. West End when no Chinese motherfucker liberated us. Like they're telling you Malcolm was a damn Chinese.
Come on now. Go ahead.
He's a Chinese. He say he's the savior of your race. He's a Chinese motherfucker. A Greek word now. You ain't figure the shit out. So now, going back to this, the preachers say, well, we want to deal with the New Testament. We got to go to the Latin and the Greek Bible. Wait a fucking minute here.
Right.
Them supposed to be pagans. Right. Wait a minute, hold on now. If he's a Hebrew, why can't you go to a Hebrew Bible that talk about him? Because his name ain't Jesus in the Hebrew Bible.
Come on.
His name is Metatron.
Uh-oh.
You see what I'm saying? You see, Michael, Melchizedek. See what I'm saying? Adani. His name ain't that in the Hebrew Bible. Jesus, Greek and Rome. You understand where I'm coming from here? You see? Because the Romans is the ones that got all the material, got Paul, and got another Paul, John, Josephus, and they sat down and they had all these papyrus. Look, you think we think because we modern, we smarter than people in the ancient times. The average priest back then had the mind of a nuclear physicist, and the nuclear physicist would be like the first grade to the average priest back then. Because they learned for 40 years, and they learned every goddamn thing. Right? And you think you smart. Plus, they was black people, and they were spiritually open. You see what I'm saying? So, now I ain't talking about the Romans was white, but Paul and the motherfucker was some niggas they got to do the shit. Sold us out.
See what I'm saying? And they were spiritual open so they could channel. You thinking they dumb and all. So they got all this material and they set them down around a table and they just plagiarize all that shit. Egyptian, Greek, which is ancient black Greek, ancient black Latin. You see what I'm saying? Ancient Hebrew from the Kabbalah. They plagiarized all that shit and wrote the book. Now the scriptures is fundamentally ours. I ain't telling you rebel against the Bible. I'm telling you read that shit more than Creflo Dollar and them teaching you. And the Freedmen's Bureau, which is the white slave masters who taught you how to read the Bible. So now, making a long story short, they put together this book. But if you plagiarize some shit from another people, and if you take the ancient name Metatron, Michael, Seth, Heru, Jehu, Osea, Mark D, Ma'at, and put all that in the book, you will still have the same black energy on it.
Yeah, that's important, family. Just understand that all this text is ours, right? Because all of it is just trying to describe melanated people's minds and how to tap into spiritual gnosis. So something that you do naturally, right, is something that people are trying to study. And what you got to realize is that you've been tricked into the human thought, and we got to get back to our childlike spirit energy, which is our natural state of being, which is moving how the wind blows, which is us being in a specific power, right? So all this text, all these books, all these spiritual books is just understanding yourself from a cosmic level, and then moving back to that great energy again. So when you see all these movies and they're locking up these children, Weapons, The Institution, Wayward, even Stranger Things, all of them, right? It's always a child, right? You know, all the way back into Dr. Sleep and all of those movies, right? Locking up this childlike energy, right? Or still in that childlike essence. So that's all it is getting back to that essence. So another aspect that you can do is observe your children and really just understand, okay, what's going on with them and how are they moving and why are they moving in this particular way. We was having, we were doing our thing with the family yesterday, and I was just watching my 2-year-old, and it was his birthday yesterday. And he was literally just looking around the room laughing. And obviously he was looking at a spirit laughing because it was making him laugh. So our whole family was in that bitch. So now people on the other side was at the house, and our physical family that's still here. I'm like, Kai, who you laughing at, man? Who around here? He just laughing. He's 2. You feel me? He turned 2 yesterday. He's just looking into the air, laughing. And then he'll turn his head, not at the TV, nothing's on, nothing's around. He'll turn his head, look again, and just start laughing. So that's the spirit that he's laughing at, that he's seeing, right? And that we've lost contact with in our own senses, in our own world, based off of us, suppressing that energy because we were told to not use our imagination as a child. And nowadays with the technology and stuff like that, oh my God. Hey, they killing off that imagination quickly. You feel me? They just giving the kids iPads now, huh? iPad, get your, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I do is, to get off of that technology and the screen time, I take my kids outside. And now it's getting cold, y'all. That's fucked up. So, you know what I'm saying? But we go outside and we run. I have them doing exercises, whatever. But we just be outside in the sun. And then about 6 o'clock, then we come back in. And now, okay, I can have a little bit of screen time, but it's shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you just not going to come home from school and then just be screen time until you go to sleep. Hell nah, boy. You got to do something. We got to run. We got to play. And that's important to get your kids in activities, you feel me, so they can keep their imagination alive. And then we have them reading books too. because books stimulate the imagination, and that imagination is basically God. You feel me? So you want to read and be in the space of reading, because that's how you stimulate your mind. Like reading, don't let nothing read to you. You read to yourself. You feel me? And let your imagination go wild from what the words you're reading. Very, very important energy to have, family. I can't make it up. All right, let's see with Bobby Hemmitt, the pineal gland, and melanin power. Ashe.
I went to speak in Indianapolis, and one of the brothers, Lilly Pharmaceutical, is the home base for Lilly Pharmaceutical is Indianapolis, Indiana, which means in actuality, and Lilly Pharmaceutical is one of the biggest companies, pharmaceutical companies in America. So we have this particular document. I've Xeroxed some also, where they actually show you on the actual the earlier melatonin bottles before they became mass marketed, that is made from concentration pineal tissue. So we actually have that actual document. Now the other thing is this new thing now where they're doing pure melatonin that costs $800 a vial, which is called growth hormone. Growth hormone. And this particular part, they got these rich white people going and taking this growth hormone, and it's reducing the aging, which if you go see the movie Death Becomes Her, you will actually see this. It's reducing the aging, and also they're seeing that they're remembering better, they're having vivid memories and all of that particular stuff. But instead of saying it's pure melanin, they're saying growth hormone, because they go and say that as you get older, the pituitary gland secretes a hormone that is vital for growth. But when you get 18 or 19, it still secretes the hormone because you're supposed to grow in consciousness or thought. But most people in America stopped dealing with any type of study, and not necessarily academia. We don't analyze shit anymore, so therefore this particular part shuts down, including black people. Just that black people, you can turn it back on. And how you turn it, just like when you go to Flab and you say, I want to tone up, and you go pump out and start working out. Well, with black people, you can turn it back on based on using mental aptitude skills, basically by doing a little studying, by doing just a little bit of awareness, videos, or anything where you are analyzing shit other than the normal everyday life. So it can cut back on. With white people, it doesn't.
So that's why it's important to decode not only your dreams, but also life. You feel me? And give spiritual meaning to some of these nuances. See, when you're thinking about it logically and thinking about the world logically, then you're just going to keep on getting logical matters. But if you go about with a magical mindset, right, the world, then your knowing will start to get heavier. So now, let's say you see a billboard and it shows a hawk or whatever, right? And you say, oh, that's Heru. That means I need to be in my hero mode, right? That's going to stimulate pineal gland activation to give you more and more clues and spiritual gnosis to keep on seeing more and more of your symbols. So even if you got to first fake it till you make it because you've seen that hawk and you say, fuck it, that's Heru, right? On the billboard. That's good because now you're taking yourself out of the human mind and getting into your God mind. And then guess what's going to happen when you're in that God mind? Spirit is going to keep on giving you more and more. You feel me? Of these plays. But if you're trying to say, if you're trying to logically think, or nah, that ain't Heru, that's just a regular billboard. Then okay, then the spirit gonna keep on giving you the human mind. You feel me? Now you don't have this intuition knowing that gets deeper into your system, into your being. So you want to decode the world and obviously your dreams, because then that's when the mystical and the magical start coming online, even heavier. But you just got to be in that imaginative world again. You feel me? In that mind again, right? And then obviously, like Bobby said, study, read, because that's going to stimulate imagination as well. You feel me? So when you hear particular stories or words or mythologies, that's also stimulating mind power as well. Go get this book. You can get this book. Read this whole Who's Who in Egyptian Mythology. You feel me? You just read the myths. Just read the stories, and you'll be like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know Sashet was like that. Oh, wow, Nephtes did that. Cool. This is the real movies, family. These myths. You feel me? So you get what I'm saying? Now what happens is that's why they put the myths in coded form, because they're trying to stimulate your pineal gland and your spiritual gnosis, which is the hormones in the pineal pituitary hypothalamus gland secreting into your other glands. So now you can move with courage, with strength, with adventure, and not move as a human. You feel me? You be so constricted and tight. You're moving with God, which is the secretion of them hormones moving you into particular adventures. And oh, let me go try this. You feel me? So it's not like you're forcing it. You feel it. You're in spirit, inspiration. So now you just do it based off of, oh, I feel good about it. Let me go do it. You feel me? That's what energy is, and that's how you move. So you want to take your pineal gland work very, very serious in the code in the world, the code in movies, the code in mythologies, the code in your dreams. And then watch how spirit gets online. And then also take these Hayataki supplements and get your mind really online, oxygenate your body, oxygenate your brain, and get that pineal really pumping. So then you'll be able to code dreams and movies just like Dream Wise, baby. Ha! What I had a dream the other day, what I dreamt about. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I had wrote it down. What the hell was that dream about? Oh yeah, it was that catching a bus dream. Okay, I was catching a bus and listening to the driver and bus assistant talk about the route. So when I had that dream, I didn't have no idea what a bus is and what the bus meant. And then I looked it up and it said, oh shit, a bus means I'm following a group. I'm following a group mindset, and I need to get off that shit. And essentially, I was following a group mindset. This was just the other day. I was following a group mindset to put down a particular piece of content or a particular strategy with the supplements and stuff like that. So I was like, damn, that's heavy. I said, damn, spirit, that's heavy than a bitch. You feel me? So now I had completely eradicated that and did the work. And then, you know what I'm saying, just came up with different ways or a different movement instead of me just being in the human so heavy and trying to, oh, this is a good idea. Let me follow the way these niggas do it. But I'm a spiritual being and I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got to move with spirit. So, you know what I'm saying? Me doing it like everybody else. It's not for me. You feel me? I'm just too damn different. I can't do it. And you know what I'm saying? And that's just be me being real with myself. You feel me? So naturally, you know what I'm saying? You know, people move on these YouTube streets in a manner that doesn't really serve people. You feel me? It serves their ego. And that ain't me. I'm just more so about this free loving kind of spiritual energy. You feel me? But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you be wanting to try shit and you be like, all right, well, let me try that shit and see what happens. And sure enough, spirit put me in the G-check mode and said, nigga, that's what them other niggas is doing. You tripping in this bitch. Fuck that shit. Just do you and keep on doing it. And run it like that. So you know what I'm saying? I'm doing me. You feel me?
But what we're seeing also with black people, and this is why you're actually seeing black people in consciousness, that all of a sudden you see them on the street 4 or 5 years after them being some of the most conscious brothers and they dumb down. You don't know what the hell is going on. Well, there's a gland, and if you don't use that gland, the pituitary gland stops emitting the growth hormone, but basically it's another form of melanin. But with black people, it can cut on. With white people, they got to go and get black people and kill black people to get this particular information, this stuff from.
God damn. So y'all don't want to take them melatonin supplements because the melatonin is essentially other people's, melanin.
Message.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's not the way to put yourself in sleep. So go get my dream supplements. You feel me? Go get them dream supplements. It should be at the bottom of this thing. Go get them and put yourself in a restful, peaceful, blissful sleep, which is all natural herbs that's going to take your mind into ease. That's what we're talking about, taking yourself into a peaceful zone so you can get into the dream realm, and then you can recall your dreams because you don't have so much heavy, ego-driven, struggle of the day energy on you. So tap in with that. Let's keep it rolling. Bobby Hemmitt, the African Venus, and Halle Berry. Okay, Halle Berry.
After the exhibit, we went to get and find this particular woman, and she's called the African Venus. Now, the guy was a white guy that went to sculpture these statues. And he went to do this guy. This is a Sudanese king. In 1888. And he went back, let's see, it's not 18, excuse me, it was 1868. He went back, I think 5 or 6 years later, because when he saw this woman and was smitten by her, and he went back and he sculptured her. He named her the African Venus, which is the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess Ishtar, the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess Heru, the goddess Erzuli. All of that is the goddess of love. And we're going to get into this and all because all of that is the goddess of love. So he named her the African Venus. So in so many words, this was the prototype of the person that was worshipped all over the world before European beauty was worshipped. That's why it is important to you to go see Catwoman. So the movie starts off with hieroglyphics and meta from Hemmitt. And then they go into the whole cat thing and all. And then in the movie she dies and the cat comes and gives her his energy. And when she tracks down the cat actually came from Hemmitt. But when she looks in these archetypes, this cat was actually in Hemmitt 2,000-3,000 years ago. She was going up with Sharon Stone, which is one of Hollywood's beauties. Because she couldn't act well shit, but she did that Basic Instinct. And they were like, we don't give a shit. We putting your ass in all the movies. She was beating Sharon Stone ass, and Sharon Stone was like, yo, that shit don't even hurt me because I got on this cosmetics. As long as I got on these cosmetics, I'm protected. So that's showing that whole cosmetics. They got their mask on, all that facelift shit. But when she found a way to penetrate that, she was just this old wrinkled ass, messed up specimen. But she whipped this white woman's ass, and I said, wait a minute, hold on. Now, this is their top shit. This is their top beauty. But it was a ritual going on.
Okay, so another aspect of that Bobby talking about is, with Catwoman, let's say Halle Berry was Catwoman, right? The black cat, and that cat is basically Sekhmet, right? And that Sekhmet energy is a warrior energy for the goddesses. And it's an energy of understanding, you have that energy inside of you goddesses. So that's when, how will we say, a lot of times you see melanated goddesses kind of react in a particular way. You feel me? You can slash some things up and fuck some things up with that particular warrior goddess energy. And it's basically just standing up for yourself. That's it. So whenever you stand up for yourself, that's a heroic act or a warrior goddess energy. You feel me? You don't have to necessarily put hands on people in the physical, right? But you just stand up for yourself and not be chastised or be put in a box or put in some kind of idea based off of somebody else's ideas of you. You feel me? So then you move courageously and you tell it like it is. You feel me? You speak your truth. You feel me? When keeping it real goes wrong, looking ass, right? And a lot of times what happens is the goddesses, you know what I'm saying, they would try to, you know, tuck their tail or whatever. But it's really about you knowing who you are and standing in that truth. There was a teacher when I worked as a PE teacher, there was this teacher, a black teacher. She knew her contract like a motherfucker, right? Old lady, black old school lady. And anyway, she would go and tell the principal, I ain't doing that. That ain't in my contract. And you know how some people get voluntold to do shit. Y'all probably still got that voluntold energy, right? Well, when she spoke up and she was like, nah, I'm not fucking with none of that. You feel me? I'm here to do my job and do this particular job. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be or the principals and your bosses and all of that, they'll try to volunteer you to do stuff, right? In a sleight of hand way, and your energy ain't really fucking with it. But you're trying to save face, and then you saving face, you know what I'm saying? They use more and more your energy. Right? Your energy, your inner God. So now all of a sudden, right? If you get the segment energy and ladies, you get you a cat, have a cat, get a cat keychain. Where's my keychain at? We got cat keychains and stuff like that, right? A black cat keychain at that. You can get a black cat statue or get a segment thing, or you can get like a segment pen to keep it on you, right? So you can be true and real with your energy. And the way that it comes off, right, doesn't have to be threatening. You feel me? It's just in a respectful way where that person needs to understand that, hey, I'm not doing this because I got other things to do. I got bigger fish to fry. You feel me? So that's important, family, because again, that could be stopping you from getting to your greater good because somebody else is trying to utilize your energy and take advantage of your energy. That's what we're talking about, standing up for yourself or being Catwoman, essentially, right? Fighting back in the greater scheme of things, and not in a physical way, but in a mental way, in the way of saying, you know what, I'm here to protect my peace and protect my energy. And no, I'm not doing them extra assignments. You said I got this amount of time. Then they said, oh, you're not a team player. You're not really, okay. That's in your mind. In your heart, you know you did what you're supposed to do. And that's the real game down here. Like, you can't feel what they might be thinking or feeling because they don't have nothing to do with you. You got to feel in your heart what's right for you and run that show and not even care about it. It's supposed to fall off you like water. It's supposed to just literally, nah, I'm not worried about nothing they talking about. And then that's how you move. You know what I'm saying? Like that a person's opinion of you does not matter. So that's what I'm saying. How do you get into that space? Use these symbols, family. Get you a segment doll, segment image, segment pendant, something, so you can keep that warrior energy goddess on you, right? I did it in the movie Woman King. When I say, yeah, you standing up for yourself is just simply as that, right? A woman wasn't playing that shit. It's like, nah. And then it don't even got to be your boss or something. It could be your spouse, right? Your children. Like a lot of females, they don't stand up for themselves based off of their children being such, taking advantage of them or whatever. You feel me? Anybody, you feel me? You're just standing up for yourselves, and putting yourself first. The end. So get y'all a segment doll or something, get y'all a segment thing and really turn it up. All right, let's see what this last part is with Bobby.
The earth is millions of years old, and the people on it is millions of years old. It's just that we only been in the physical aspect of the earth a couple of thousand years. And I believe that the Twa and the most ancient man was in what it was the time when we were semi-physical, coming into the physical, as the vibratory rate gradually slowed down to where we are physical and finally trapped us totally into the physical bodies. The first bodies that was set up for us was semi-physical. And I think that's when we were Atlantis and all of that type of thing.
There's a rapper out, his name is DMX, and he speaks of most of the time goals and stuff like that. You know, now on one level it's very ignorant and it's very minute. It don't seem like it has any kind of saying, any kind of point to it. But then when you listen to it again, it sounds like he's saying something about black people being aggressive and coming out doing things that just don't seem like they're in their nature, like a lot of robbing.
Well, a lot of that aspect stuff could actually happen. Look, first of all, dog means the dog stuff. And you know, it actually that meant that the brothers is now referring to each other as your dog.
Right.
And which is the same hieroglyphic as the brothers, the gang members, and even the brothers that when they wanted to give thanks to the brothers that wasn't there, they pour out some of the 40, which is a libation. So these are things coming from the subconscious. So the your dog very well could be the gods talking.
Right. Without
as well as that. Yeah, without knowing it, as well as this guy is doing with the aggressive thing. We can never count our people out as far as that type of stuff, because yes.
I say. Shout out, and DMX was that Anubis energy. And see, that's what we're talking about, understanding people as energies, you feel me? And understanding the subconscious mind of it all, that particular energy. So if you can correlate particular celebrities, even, rappers, whoever, right, as an energy, your mama and them, right, your parents, as a particular energy, then the world, then you can start making sense of how to decode the world. So start with that. So everybody, mama should be looked at as our set, you feel me, in a particular way, right? That auntie that don't got no kids, Nefties. You feel me? Your old man that transitioned when you was 2, Osar. You see what I'm saying? You, Heru, Horus, right? The old wise drunk that always be at the corner talking to shit, Tahuti.
Message.
Oh God! Or your old grandpa that always he be in that rocking chair on the porch and shit, drinking a 40, pouring out a little bit to the homies and shit. Be looking at everything that walk by. Be old in the bitch. God dang, who is that? Grandpa, that girl is 16, boy. What you doing? God damn. Oh no, she ain't Nigga, she got on a backpack. Backpack says Hastings High. Old ass still looking like, oh shit, and that. Hey. Hell nah, boy. So you know what I'm saying? You start using people as in the form of energy. And understand that everything is energy and you are energy first. And in being energy first, everything will start to make sense. You feel me? In a metaphysical, subconscious realm way. Instead of living in the space of trying to logically think of people in a particular way, do energy up, energy beings first. You feel me? And really get it in that particular zone of genius. Because again, if you can see the world from this magical, mystical way, then you'll start to have more intuitive, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudience powers turn on. But it's up to you to first know and believe that you have that superpower inside of you. If you don't know it, and if you don't believe it, your spirit is gonna say, "All right, well, fuck it. I guess we just want to play human this life realm," and that's all you'll keep on getting is human experiences. Man, happy birthday to the Hitman, to the GOAT, to the God, Hitman, Bobby Hemmitt, baby, Bobby Hemmitt, Bobby Hitman, Hemmitt. And and this is one of our great teachers, so we always got to pay homage to the God. And I'm gonna see y'all again next birthday, Bobby. We're gonna do another compilations of Bobby, so we can really dive deep into the fold, because he's always giving the spiritual messages. Even if he has retired, he's always giving the spiritual messages. And yes, Bobby is still alive, and the reason why we know Bobby is still alive and he's still here and intact is because his brother Ali Hemmitt be coming on the stream sharing light and wisdom. So just understand, Bobby is still good and he's holding it down. And you know what I'm saying, you can access Bobby in the astral realms. Just tap into visualizing before you go to sleep, and listening to Bobby at night. And I promise you it'll come. So if you visualize yourself, you and Bobby sitting at a round table, just chopping it up, just visualize, right? And then have him talking or whatever. Have put on any Bobby video, him talking. You fall asleep, watch Bobby show up. You're gonna be like, yeah, what's up? What you want? And they're gonna come with, and then you might have a particular question or need that you want to get addressed, and sure enough, he's gonna deliver.
Message.
So I want the family to understand that you can access Bobby at any time. You don't have to you'll have to, say, go to his house or whatever. Try, where's Bobby at? And he's good, and you can access him by astral experiences. Yes, sir, family. I love and appreciate y'all. Hey, the Dream Supplements is still, the deal is still going on. Dream Supplements with the herbal smoke blend, with the Sweet Dreams smoke blend. So get it now or forever hold your peace, because at the end of the day, they will be gone until they literally come. It's a pre-sale deal, so get them now before this Black Friday ends. Y'all know what it is, family. Peace to the gods.